We're celebrating Betti Sternberg's birthday, her 89th birthday. It's August 2002. And we're going on a boat ride with Betti. And she's wearing a beautiful lavender outfit. And she's wearing a pretty turtle scarf. And we're going to take a walk down here to the water.
It's beautiful. I tell you, it's just beautiful.
Do you want to say anything about your birthday?
No.
No. How old are you?
9. I'm going to be 90 years old.
Next year you're going to be 90. This year you're going to be how old?
89.
Yeah. This year you just turned 89. Congratulations.
That's old.
That's old.
It's very old.
Where are we, Ken?
Northfield Recreation Center. We're celebrating Betti's 90th birthday.
No.
89th birthday.
And where is this?
This is the boat launch of the Quinnipiac 33. We're going on a boat ride today with Betti to celebrate. And it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
You don't have to smile silly.
Area where you'll see the bald eagles nest. I haven't seen any eagles down there earlier this morning, but there are 2 adults and 2 babies which have been flying for about 2 weeks now. It's fairly quiet in the river, though. It'll probably be like last night out of the sun. We're not that crowded. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip. To control the water level and rate of flow. In fact, there are 16 dams in all. 3 of them south of us and 13 north. And the level of the river you see today is really, in a sense, an artificial level. But when the first settlers came here from Europe about 350 years ago, they found a river which was much lower and much narrower. The first dam went in here around 1790. So for about 210 years or more, there have been dams across the river. We're entering a section called the French King Gorge, and we think this is one of the most scenic stretches of the Connecticut River. We're leaving behind the flat, broad valley which characterizes the Bridge and the French King Rock. The French King Bridge carries the traffic on Route 2 between Boston and Albany, and you may well have come over that today. That's a good place to stop and take photographs because there's parking lots on both sides. And there's a raised pedestrian walkway, so it's a pretty safe place to stand. I'll start off by telling you something. About 15,000 years ago, there was a great lake in the valley, about 175 miles long. Running from the lake sat here for about 3,000 years, until about 12,000 years ago. Flat and 175 miles long. And there were also some lakes, and the Connecticut River was left behind. But the river no longer had its deep gorge, because the chasm had been filled in largely by the glacier, with rocks and other debris. But up here, the river tried to move south and pick out its old course, and right here, we're on the original course of the Connecticut. But just where it passes under the bridge, it encountered a wall of rock left by the glacier. Though the Connecticut tried moving to the left, and that didn't work, and then it moved to the bridge above us. The top deck of this bridge is exactly at the height of the former lake bed. And we know this because on both sides, it rests on sandy shores. And straight ahead of us, straight across the river here, making navigation difficult if not impossible. As mud settled here and wet sand, the material dried, baked in the heat of volcanic environments, and pressed down by glaciers a mile high, finally turning to shale and sandstone. And these sheets of rock were at one time parallel to the river surface. These were the mud flats along the side of the river. But you'll know that many of those cracks run at angles or curves. And that's because the rock has been moved by great geologic forces. The motion of continents, collision of continents, and earthquakes have forced much of that rock out of its natural horizontal position. Water, we have to control the erosion that might occur here, and we're required to own the riverbanks in order to have absolute control. Covering thousands of tracks. Closer to here in Hadley and Granby and Holyoke, Turner's Falls, you'll find many more dinosaur tracks. In fact, so many which were found in Turner's Falls, around 1850, it was a mine or a quarry, digging out and selling the tracks to museums and collectors all over the world years ago. It's a fish-eating bird, so it's only natural to see it on the water side. And you notice the tree trunks there. And over on the left there are tree trunks out in the water. That's because the woodland used to come down to that point. Until the Turner's Falls Dam was raised in 1912, that was the edge of the woods, and the river was much narrower and lower than it is now. On that same island, there's another egret to the right. It's flying. Over to your right, there it goes. Two egrets at once. How about that? Between the two islands. Yes, it's a horizontal branch curving in an arc between the two islands. The tree is on the smaller island. You can see the nest in view now. That's on a tree held up by guy wires. That's the only eagle I can see right now. It's an immature eagle. It does not have a white head. That nest is 7 feet high and 7 feet across. It weighs hundreds of pounds, and that's why we have to hold the tree up. That's why we have the guy wires. To the right, you'll see on the ground a square thing. That's a solar panel, a photovoltaic cell which powers a television camera. A television camera mounted above the eagle's nest so that naturalists can observe the bird. And you may be able to make out bridge abutments where the floats are anchored to the mainland. There was a suspension bridge there once, designed and built by Charles Roebling, who also did the Brooklyn Bridge. This area here is called Barton's Cove. We have a marina, private marina, state boat ramp. Northeast Utilities rents kayaks and canoes. There's a lot of activity here, and the eagles thrive. This nest has been here 13 years. After that time, eagles have come back every year for 13 years. They like this spot. You can see it's silhouetted against the background. It's only a little dark smidge on a branch. Which has always attracted thrill seekers. At one time, there were bungee jumpers, and during World War II there were Army aviators in training who used to fly under the bridge. That was a kick.
Precious.
all day long.
Hello, Betty.
Hi.
That's the boat we were on.